So the Steelers' odds have not changed at all. Super Bowl odds, rather. Mainly because I feel that's largely because their Aaron Rodgers signing was already anticipated. The people already knew that Aaron Rodgers was going to sign with the Steelers, so it's like it didn't even occur really because the odds are already in place for it, right? So the current odds for the Steelers to win the Super Bowl are like I think plus 4,500. I think, right? Yeah, plus 4,500. So I don't see them making that change at all, unless, even if they sign like another wide receiver, or even if they sign, Jair Alexander, they sign like somebody else to help with their defense out, because they didn't make any coordinator changes, so it's gonna be difficult for them to actually adjust really to I guess, well, not really adjust, but it's gonna be difficult for them to actually like win a playoff game when their defense has always been so lackluster in the playoffs. That's been the main issue for them. In the most recent playoff loss against the Ravens, they were down 14-0 in the first half, and the offense was bad, but that was expected, right? But the issue that the Steelers have had in playoffs has mainly been defense every time. Like every playoff they've been in since 2016, I believe, their defense has not played well. So I think it's a coordinator issue. It could be a head coaching issue too, but I think it's mainly a coordinator issue. So Steelers defensive coordinator is Terrell Austin. So I don't know why he hasn't been fired. I don't know why, but I think it's mainly because the Steelers are a pretty uptight organization, where it's to the point where they will keep coaches until they absolutely have like a dire need to fire them, or let them go. They fired Matt Canada in the middle of the season in 2023, so I think they're willing to change that, but they must not see that Terrell Austin is like a bad coordinator. And I'll explain why he's a bad coordinator here, because if you watch the Steelers defense play, you see that they let up like big splash plays all the time, right? The whole mantra behind the Steelers defense is that, we'll let you get the big splash play, which will stop you at the goal line, or stop you in the red zone, because we can stop you there. We have the talent there, but they don't stop them. So it's like, how does that work? How's that supposed to work, The Steelers let up so many big splash plays all the time. Like, why let the big splash plays happen in the first place? Like, when you have the talent that you have Patrick Queen, you have Micah Fitzpatrick, you have TJ Watt, Alex Highsmith, Keanu Benton, you drafted Derek Carmen, you have trying to think of Darius Slay. You have Darius Slay now too. You have all these guys on the defense now, so it's like, why would you implement that strategy? Like, why not stop them right from the get-go? Why not do that? I get offenses are more high potent nowadays. Like, the NFL has changed dramatically since the early 2000s. At least, like, the offense is more favored now in games. Like, people want to see high-scoring offenses play. So you won't see that with the Steelers, mind you. But people want to see like high potent offenses. So there are plenty of high potent offenses in the NFL right now. The Commanders, Chiefs, Eagles, Bills, Ravens. Trying to think Vikings even. Trying to think of another high potent offense. 49ers when they're healthy. Dolphins with Tua and everything. And Tyreek Hill and whatnot. But it's like the NFL favors high potent offense now. They don't favor strong defense anymore. They've changed. Because they're an entertainment company. They have to change, right? They have to adapt, So they're going to change. So I don't understand why the Steelers don't change. Why do they not adapt? They still think they can like stop teams with their just by signing up a few guys like on defense, a few additional guys on defense. But then in the playoffs when the defense gets gashed for large splash plays every time, it doesn't make any sense to actually have the defense be the forefront of your team. Like, it doesn't make sense in modern times because like the offense is where it's at now. That's where it's at now. Like they drafted Caleb Johnson. I like that. I like that draft pick. I like Will Howard too. It's just like I don't really understand why the Steelers don't adapt. Why do they stick to this formula of like just let the defense stop them when they can't stop them? Like it doesn't make any sense. So I guess like Aaron Rodgers should help the offense a little bit. They should be pretty consistent now, I would think, with their output. But it's like they're not gonna win a playoff game. They're not gonna win a playoff game. There's too many good teams in the NFL right now that will beat the crap out of them. So they're not gonna win a playoff game. Be another 10-7 wildcard exit, I think, this season. Because we didn't make any coordinator changes, like I said earlier in the video. Terrell Austin needs to go. I actually like Arthur Smith. I think he's a good hire, but we'll see how he does this season, I guess. So it's kind of controversial saying this, but I think Mike Tomlin needs to go. I think there's a point in time when you can move on from someone, and it's time for them to move on. So, but that's another video. That's like a whole another video to talk video topic. So I'll talk about that in a future video. But yeah, I just want to address this. I know I probably didn't answer the question I posed initially in the video, but I think Aaron Rodgers will be okay. I think he'll be all right. He'll do his job. He said he was all in, right? So hopefully he's all in. But I just don't see any stark improvement happening really with the Steelers. So I think they're going 10-7 with a wildcard exit. I think that's just gonna be the story of this team for the next year. So until they draft like a stud quarterback in the first round, or they like get a quarterback that's actually young and he's good, like Justin Fields, for example, or I don't really know what to make of this team right now. I guess it's too early to tell how Aaron Rodgers is going to perform as well, because he's on the decline right now. He's on the decline majorly. Maybe he'll have the chances of him having a career rival with the Steelers is very slim. I feel because there's nowhere, who is he going to throw the ball to other than DK Metcalf or Pat Freiermuth? Who's he going to throw the ball to? Is he going to throw it to Robert Woods or Calvin Austin? Calvin Austin still has potential. Yeah, I think he does, but I don't see him being a George Pickens. I don't see him being like a DK Metcalf because he's not the size. He doesn't have the size. Hopefully Roman Wilson pans out, but I don't see that happening. So, just because he was injured the entire time last year. Now, you can make the argument that, the Steelers will have the first two draft picks from last year in the roster now. They'll be playing, so they'll be better in that sense. You can make that argument, but it's like, they'll have Troy Fautanu back, but it's like, I don't see that happening because I just don't see Aaron Rodgers actually elevating the team to a Super Bowl caliber level. I don't see that happening. So that's my take on it. That's my opinion. I disagree with me in the comments if you want. That's what they're there for. So I am sure there's a lot of people that vehemently disagree with me. So, but there's probably a lot of people that agree with me too, honestly. So yeah, just let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'll catch you guys in the next one. See you later. Bye-bye. Thank you.